Today's video is the longer version of that Luka video. I actually like the shorter version better, but I do feel the longer version has some good parts, and I'm sure you'll agree. But before we get going, I see a lot of you guys trying to build your business through Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. All that's cool, but you need a website. I try to do all of that, but your stuff gets buried on Instagram and Twitter. On your own website, it's easier because everything's like organized and situated where you want it to be. So go on squarespace.com/in-the-lab and I'll give you a discount to start your first website. Believe me, you're gonna need it if you're trying to do it big. Squarespace.com/in-the-lab. All right, let's watch this video.
Is he a man or a monster?
Back to the animalistic. The monster that lies within each of us. Looks like the word for wild animal.
If I'm being honest, I don't even know what most of this stuff is.
It's under the seat
I always wanted to
and
sit
larger items in the overhead
Let's see
locker.
right here.
If they win tonight, they have the home court advantage for the playoff.
No matter who you are, gonna have you up tonight.
After seeing him for the first time, Luka, I was left with nothing but questions. A little pissed. What did I miss? Fooled by social media. Because what I read and what I seen matched up a little differently. But I think by now you know the story. The story of Luka Doncic. He's a legend, the people's champ, aka the Wonder Boy, the MVP, a 19-year-old that lived up to the hype. And while this video is about basketball, there's more to be had here than a ball being bounced. This is a tale of a place that never quits. They never submit. If it's torn down, it's built up. It's about a people that are misunderstood and the beautiful place that they reside in. It's about education, learning, foreign study, and one of the best teachers is first-hand experience. In the Lab presents The Resilient City.
Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day. Practice, my boy.
Alright, so we've been everywhere like the last week. I guess the last week we went from LA to Chicago, back to LA, from LA to Istanbul, and then now we're in Belgrade. So we're here for the Final Four. It says it's way crazier than what Turkey was, so we'll see, because it's got a lot to live up to.
So what better way to get the opening event here at the 2018 Turkish Airlines Euroleague Final Four underway than from hearing from the star players and their coaches to head and say a few words before their most important game of the season.
I think our season was great. You know, it was really difficult competition. Euroleague, anybody could beat you. So I think we did a great job. And about CSKA, they finished first. They're an amazing team. They have too many good players. So we need to play a perfect game to beat them.
In America, it's special when you see guys like Kobe able to get up and do an interview in multiple languages. But it's not a requirement to be bilingual. From what I've learned in Europe, the players and coaches are required to learn English growing up. Because, it makes it really difficult to coach foreigners if you can't speak directly. And I mainly know that from spending time in China. I'm watching these guys hold a full press conference, not even in their native tongue.
And it's great to be here back in Europe after playing last year in Philadelphia and got this opportunity to play this Final Four with a new team.
It makes me think how silly a lot of us Americans are for not capitalizing on that in school. Maybe it should be a requirement for how many players travel overseas nowadays. But I've seen this press conference stuff before. What I really wanted to do is dig around and find more about the hoop in Serbia. Because supposedly, It's the Mecca.
Our club is founded in 1945.
Okay.
So the history of Serbian basketball and the basketball in the whole region is here.
I want to see it.
Let's go. In Serbia, you must know double dribble, you must know two steps, you must know everything because this is the basics of basketball. After that, if some coach see the talented guy, after that they going to gym and lifting weights and everything else. And one main difference in America, in wealthy countries, you have almost everything from the start. In Serbia, you must fight for your place in the team. Only the toughest can survive, really, and to go to the next level.
It's no coincidence that good players come out of this country. Hard times. They're troublesome, but they also develop warriors. This country has been devastated by disaster. It's gone on throughout the years, and as quickly as things have been built up, they get torn right back down. It's easy to lose hope when you're caught in the middle of it all. I can only imagine. But at times like this, you can find an outlet, hope, in the most unlikely places.
Sweet.
And for Serbia, like many other places, that outlet has been basketball. Some of you think basketball is a game, but for many, it's a way out of poverty, a safe haven, and the reward for being skilled enough, and sometimes lucky enough, is the opportunity to provide for your family. It's something worth having. When you get some time, I want you to look up all the professional basketball players that come out of Serbia. Even Luka, while he does represent Slovenia, his father was of Serbian descent. This really isn't a big place, so for all those players that have come out of a small area in multiple sports, that's something special.
Is this story with Ana Ivanovic and training in the empty pool was a joke or really? Yes, she really trained in the empty pool in the war 1999 and bombing of Serbia and everything else because we don't have money and tennis is an expensive sport, but she was very talented. Somehow she find a way.
Even though this country is said to be less fortunate, it's hard to believe. Belgrade is beautiful. And I don't know how the locals feel about it, but this graffiti on the wall looks clean. I'm most interested in knowing about their culture. Besides the hoop, I want to hear what type of music locals listen to. Okay, he was playing a little something different. Man needed a bigger sample size. But it was so much I wanted to do in such little time. But the highlight of the day was seeing how my episodes reached this side of the globe. I pulled up to the New Generation event and they were playing my video. It was a nice little welcome party and things were just getting started.
You have to shoot back right just for it to go straight. And if you're going right, you have to shoot a little bit back left to go straight. But it's easy if you're just lined up. Alright, so make sure to come up on balance. Pinghung, right? Yeah, balance. Alright, let's go again. Keep going. When you go between the legs, make sure to like really drop the shoulder. Protect it. Yeah, because you don't want to like reach. You don't want that.
I mean, if you guys been keeping up, you know I got strong ties in China. It's always fun working with them, and it helps me brush up on my Chinese a little bit. So we had a good workout. Hopefully they can pull out a win tomorrow, but I was happy to break a sweat. I ain't been doing it since I got here, just been filming and doing all this other stuff. But
It's time to watch this game. I'm real excited about it. We're gonna head to the fan zone and we're gonna check out the semifinals. It'll be a good time.
The basketball culture is huge here, bigger than most of you know. I was actually shocked at how many people spotted me on site, because last year no one knew who I was, and it seemed like every time I looked up, somebody was trying to jelly a layup. It was also one of those places where if you lose on the street ball court, you might as well go home, because you have to wait 3 hours just to get back home. The hype around basketball is really impressive. It's one of those things where you just have to see it to believe it.
Avete un applauso a Donovan Mitchell. Okay, he's coming straight from Utah. Hey, man.
It was cool seeing how much love they showed Donovan because of all the success he had. But I was hyped because he was going to go through what I experienced for the first time last year.
I've heard that it's really intense. You know, the fans are really passionate. The basketball is very good. You know, and yeah, I heard the crowd, the atmosphere is going to be something like I've never seen before. So I'm excited. It's similar to like a college game, except I heard it's a little bit more than that. So, you know, tomorrow will be a big one for Real Madrid and Fenerbahce. But I'm excited to go out there and experience the championship game.
What about final? Not Real Madrid. Good luck.
When you're returning home after being away for a long time, there's certain things that serve as a little reminder that you're almost there. Maybe it could be something that you see, a certain aroma. When I pulled up and heard the sounds of the Fenerbahce crowd, whose fans had traveled from miles away, strangely, I felt at home. If there's any sound in the world that'll let you know that it's time for Fenerbahce to hoop, it'll be this one.
Wanamaker driving hard, bumping off Davies and putting it down. Tangos gets loose in the corner. First clean shot he's hit. There's a shot by Natome on the mark. And well guarded on the perimeter. Luigi Natome is hot. Ludovic, lob inside of the slam. They're just moving faster on both ends of the court. Here's another one. Here's Presley again. Standing in over his defender. Pangos on the run. It's inside. For the dunk to Aaron White. They ran their length of the court. They got them in. They won it. It's Davies help. Here comes Belling with the pass and slams it. Pangos with the ball. Going against passes for three. Pangos has his Ali Mohammed makes his move. Gets over the game for three. Done it again. Ali Mohammed for the shot clock. Let's see what Udrih can do with him. Mohammed again. Double digits. Cross to Mohammed. Steps back. Baseline jumper. Ali Mohammed. Come on, Ali. Belly. Wanamaker. It'll be Slukas from deep. And he puts the finishing touches on a fantastic effort.
This atmosphere, yet again, was amazing. It was like experiencing it for the first time again. It was setting up for a perfect story. Fenerbahce was headed to the championship for the second time in a row and could possibly match up with Real Madrid. But when you're dealing with the Euroleague, you never know what's going to happen. It was about to be a showdown. And you already know why I'm here. But through all the excitement I had for Luka, there was someone that I completely forgot about. He was coming back from injury, but no doubt, he's capable of going off. CSKA got it going from the jump. It was clear. They were the aggressors. Madrid was fighting. They may have been the favorites, but I don't think they saw the punches coming. But just when things started to look a little grim, in steps the 6'3", show-stopping, gunslinging, dime-dropping veteran, Sergio Llull. And how can I forget about a year ago? I flew to Istanbul and watched him win the Euroleague MVP over Luka. A different day, a different role, a different Sergio. And he didn't disappoint. He's a master of illusion. The ankle-breaking, soul-crushing, heart-breaking general is here to save the day. He got the whole squad going.
Con el balón, Sergio Llull marca los palos, se mete en la pintura, Casio desde esto busca atacando al Chacho
Did it all himself there. Here's Doncic stepping back for the three. Luka Doncic, the 19-year-old. Doncic goes baseline. Ronald helping out, regain possession, and Llull is looking for a triple. Sergio Llull. And now Doncic drives past Nicolo. Is Doncic taking one on from deep and making it.
Jugando Sergio Llull completamente solo, apunta, pero
Real Madrid have made it to the championship game convincingly in the end with an excellent response after falling behind by 10.
I follow a lot of basketball videos, so I was just typing like basketball workouts and basketball dribbling and stuff, and I just saw your video. I didn't know about it. It was like a few years ago. I had no idea who that was, but I liked it. You don't really have stuff like that in Serbia. Not someone who's making basketball videos, like workout videos, not anyone who's traveling around the world, you know, promoting his work and just working and engaging people, and you just don't find it here. So I think it's interesting, really.
Sometimes when I go to these different countries, I hit random people up on Instagram and I'll link with them. It's cool because they get to meet me, and in return, I just ask them that they feed me. Feed me with your knowledge, your understanding of the area. I want to learn something new, whatever that it is that the Serbians do. There's a lot that my school never taught me, especially coming up as an African American. I just let them walk me through. From the food, to the style, to the slang, to religion. You ever thought about what life would be like if you were born in a different country, raised with different beliefs? I think about that every time I travel. Will I find my way back to a similar path? It's a weird thought, right? But after moving around all day, I learned that the Serbian people are some of the kindest people in the world. They always seem to be portrayed as villains in the movies, but they were cool though. I even lost my camera in the taxi, and they tracked me down to return it. Can't say that about where I'm from. When you're perfecting the skill, there almost isn't a need for self-promotion. Your actions will speak louder than your words ever will. And if you're lucky enough, loved enough, people will come from all over the world to bear witness, to spread the word, to feel a part of your journey. It really is a beautiful thing. And on this night, people did just that. Travelers from far and wide were here in honor of the Wonder Boy, Luka Doncic.
So here we are, we're ready. Let's get rid of all this intrigue and suspense. Please, can I have the envelope? The MVP for the 2017-2018 Turkish Airlines Euroleague season is Luka Doncic.
And so the stage was set for a perfect story.
basically Fenerbahce is life. Okay, it's not only team. It's just like it's something that you born into and you grow into. Okay, I don't know. It's like even if they play table tennis, I don't care. I go and watch them, no matter where they are. This is life. This is everything for us. I mean, we sport no matter what happens in the worst day and the best day. To be there with your friends, with your community, with your everyone else that shares the same feeling with you. That's enough. You cannot explain this. This is something that connects everyone. So unbelievable. These guys here on the back, they came from 2,000 kilometers away. Okay, exactly. Just for the game. I came from 950 kilometers away.
These old people coming around the world for the just Fenerbahce, dark blue and yellow, nothing more. Just for Fenerbahce.
By the way, who cares if you win or lose? Who cares? This is the thing, and we are here. We support them. We chant with them, we cry with them, we laugh with them. It's life. This is everything, you know? Sevdik seni her şeyden çok. Fenerbahçe bize bu yolda geri dönüş yok. Lay 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 lay, lay 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 lay.
Champions. To whom you're speaking of, that word holds weight. And while the celebrations look like so much fun, sometimes the journey can be the opposite of that. Last year I watched Fenerbahce become champions. I experienced what that meant to the city, to the people. And as the confetti fell from the rafters, I thought, what does it mean to become a legend? A new generation is born, and sometimes champions fade to black. But those who become legendary, their story will never die. When this is all said and done, how will we view Luka? Will he be forgotten? Or will his name live on forever?
In a crude laboratory in the basement of his home,
I haven't felt emotion like this in a while. Well, actually, about a year ago. It was a shootout. Both teams came ready to play. And as for Luka, I finally saw it. This guy was finding everybody. It wasn't just the assist that he got. Sometimes it was the hockey passes, the bounce passes to the short slips. And in the Euroleague, you can play help defense in the paint. So I'm thinking, why can't he do this in the league where there's actually more space? He was impressive, but I waited. I wanted to see more. The game was close, but Real Madrid began to pull away in the end. Luka came alive and stole the show. It was my first time seeing him dominate on the big stage. As good as Fenerbahce was, Real Madrid proved to be too much to handle on this day.
It is 3 a.m. in the confines of his lab.
I'd say he took it a step past the champ. MVP of the Euroleague, won the championship and the finals MVP. Some will call that legendary. To some will be a myth, a legend, a god, a fighter, as that half Serbian blood flows through his veins. Resilient was a perfect word. I'm just glad he enjoyed the day. His teammates, and everyone that supports him, because the storm is coming. One that I believe he's prepared to handle. There's so many people that believe in the Wonder Boy, but there's more who don't. And I can't wait till the ship takes off. I just hope I'm right.
See you on the other side of space, brothers!
His time to prove himself is coming up fast. And the question still remains, is he here to stay? Or will the Wonder Boy fade away? So that's it. Thanks for checking it out. I told you guys I like the shorter version a little bit better, but it was cool though, right? Anyways, if you guys are looking for some In The Lab gear, head over to 10,000hours.com/shop and copy your gear right now. Remember, if you're starting your own website, go to squarespace.com/inthelab and I'll give you a discount on your first website.